Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Let me first start by thanking you for hosting us. It feels so nice to be back in Nairobi, a city that I consider almost a second home, having been here so many times before. But let me also thank you for your vision, for your leadership, and for your commitment. You know, it's important to remind that Haiti is a country of 12 million people hostage to a handful of gang members, with half a population food insecure, with 600,000 displaced, with 70% of the health infrastructure that had collapsed. And this crisis came at a time when the world has its share of crisis. And you helped us tell the world that Haitian children are not less deserving than the others, and that Haitian men and women who are suffering deserve solidarity, and you led that fight with us. And today I think we're in a better place. You helped where others saw crisis, you saw opportunity and potential, and you voiced it in a very firm way, allowing for others to come together around Haiti. And me and the Haitian people are extremely grateful to you for your leadership in this critical time. I also want to, of course, extend and convey the gratitude of the Haitian people to the Kenyan people for their commitment, engagement, and sacrifice. Today, you share with us not because you have extreme abundance, but because Kenyan people have made the determination that Haiti deserves their help and support, and they've stepped up in a very significant way. Let me also reiterate what you've said. The first deployments of Kenyan contingents in Haiti have been extremely helpful, useful, professional, committed. They've engaged almost immediately, side by side with the police force. They've provided us with the wealth of experience that they have, and they continue to engage with us in a significant manner. Early on in this process, you will recall that their doubters had thought that language would be a barrier. Let me confirm that it has not. I followed directly operations in some of the most difficult circumstances, and they found ways to make sure that they protect each other and they get the mission accomplished. You said, and we agree, that this is something that we can do. If we work together, we're confident that we can see significant progress in the security situation in Haiti, and as you have pointed out, begin the rebuilding process. And we're committed to doing so. Now, obviously, our partners will have to step up and meet the commitments they've made, and the time is now. There is a sense of urgency. The progress that we're seeing is contingent on us continuing to provide the Haitian people with the relief that is desperately needed. And of course, that will only happen if the many commitments that were made by the international community actually materialize. So I'm also here to make a plea to our friends from other countries to come back to the commitments they've made and to ensure that as urgently as possible, they're able to make sure that the mission is fully funded. They're able to make sure that the police force and the contingent from Kenya have the resources they need to be able to be fully operational, and that already we're looking at the consolidation and the early recovery and the investments that are necessary to rebuild the schools, the health institutions that will sustain whatever progress we made. I can quote here the commander of the Kenyan troops in Haiti, with which I have regular meetings, when he tells me, Prime Minister, this is winnable. This is winnable. And that, of course, has inspired us all. In the next few days and weeks, we will continue to build on this progress. We've established an electoral council that will be installed. We've been able to reopen our schools. We're seeing progress in the security front as well. Obviously, the gangs are reorganizing to make it more difficult, but we're ready and we'll be steadfast. We're using our assets more effectively. We're looking at new relationships with others who may be willing to engage. We're going to see how we provide a more integrated approach solution, which would include disarmament, which would include better communication, which will include all the integrated and well thought through interventions that are usually required to address these kinds of security situations. But obviously, an effective repressive force will continue to be an essential component of that. And let me tell you that just last week, we had this incredible violent event led by a gang in the northern part of Port-au-Prince. And quickly, the police and the contingent were able to deploy by road within really virtually hours to make sure that the city in question was quickly protected and that we would have the appropriate level of response to make sure that we address the situation. So this is to say that the Haitian people now have hope in what can be achieved. It is, of course, a cautious optimism. They will expect us to do more, and they deserve more. They've suffered now for months. Hundreds of thousands still cannot go home. The infrastructure needs to be rebuilt very quickly, but they trust that the government and its partners are doing the right things, and of course, with the presence of the force, they can start to see a light at the end of the tunnel, and that I think we need to build on as quickly as possible. So again, thank you, Excellency, and please do convey through you our gratitude to the Kenyan people for that act of solidarity. And I can tell you that it will not be lost.
Thank you very much.
With your permission, we'll take a few questions. Members of the press, if we may start with your name, the media house you represent. Now let's stick to one question so that we may open up for more. We'll start with Joy from Al Jazeera, then we'll follow suit. Joy from Al Jazeera.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister and Your Excellency President Ruto. Our question is in regards to the latest attack and what has been done to safeguard the Kenyan officials who are assisting in the mission. And question number two is, it's actually an opinion where I feel like the partners, international partners, have delayed the funds and there's fear that the mission could be stalling. Is that correct to assume?
I think I'll allow, okay, do we take another question? Okay.
Thank you very much, Rose Buchanan from AFP. So alongside the 600 further officers, will Kenya or members of the international community be supplying additional or improved equipment for the force already present in Haiti?
Okay, we can take those ones first, or